Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to be making our first Trojan. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a file, probably Word, Excel, and Office documents, and we're going to embed something inside that file. And we're going to send that file to probably one of the emails which you might have gotten from the information gathering phase. Okay? Now that file, if anyone clicks on that file, what it does is that it gives you, the attacker, access to the person's system. It gives you a remote shell. Okay, so that's basically what we are going to be doing in this video. So there are many ways we could attach something malicious into a file, and one way to do it is by using what is known as macros. Now macros are basically Visual Basic scripts. They're like meant to automate some tasks, some repetitive tasks. So now in the hands of an attacker, now if an attacker could be able to code something that gives him access to the person's system, then he has achieved his aim. Now if you are not so familiar with Visual Basic, no problem, no wahala. There are tools in Kali that can help make this script for you. All you just need to know is you need to just know the syntax of to how to use those tools. Now one of such tools is what is known as MSF Venom. Okay, MSF Venom. Now this is a payload generator, so we could do all sorts of payloads with this tool. Okay, so the syntax now, MSF Venom, then we specify the payload with -p. So now what kind of payload do we want? We want a reverse shell. So I'm going to say Windows /shell _reverse _TCP. Then what kind of platform are we looking at? We are going to say Windows. Because we assume that is a Windows system that is being used, so we are going to say Windows. Okay, and then we now have to specify the architecture with -a. Now if this seems confusing, just hang in there. I'm going to explain what all these switches mean. All right, so what kind of architecture? So we're looking at, let's say, 32 bits, so we say 86. all right, and then again we are going to say L host. Now the L host, what is the attacker IP address? So that's going to be your IP address, the IP address of the system which you use to attack. So to find the IP, if I want to find the IP address of my system, I'll open another terminal here. So I'm just going to say ifconfig. Command not found. Okay, I'll use sudo ifconfig. Now this sudo is more like saying run as administrator. Okay, so sudo ifconfig. all right, it's going to ask for the password, which I'm going to input. So this is my IP address. Now definitely this is a local IP address. Whichever system you're using, it has to be an IP address that can be accessible. all right, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to say lhost is equal to, I'm going to paste. Then the ports. Now what ports? We could use any ports. Let's say I want to use 4444. all right, and then finally we've set the payload, the platform, the architecture, and then we have to specify the output. So we're going to say -f, which is output format. Now what output is it? Is our payload going to be in? Our output is in VBA. all right, we're not going to say exe. We want to embed it in a Word document or an Excel document, so I'm going to say the VBA. Then I'm just going to press enter. So while this is running, I'm going to show you what each of the switches do. So let me first clear this. Then I'm going to say MSF Venom. Then remember, you guys, help. Always type help if you're not sure. So these are what you can use with MSF Venom. So the first thing we did was we said -p. Now if I scroll here, -p saying payload to use. So you see, I used this payload, Windows/shell reverse TCP. All right. Now, it also says platform here. Now if I scroll down here, let me look for platform. Platform should be somewhere here. Platform here. So the platform for payload to use. If you're not sure of the platforms, you can always say --list platforms. Just the same way --list payloads. Okay. Okay, I see here our script has finished running, but I'll come back to that. Then also we said -a, which is let me look for a -a. You can see that arc, which is architecture to use. If you're not sure of the architecture, you can always say --list arcs. All right. And then I said lhost is equal to this, which is my IP address. lport is equal to this, which is the port I want to listen on. Then -f. If I scroll down here, let me look for where I see any -f. -f is format, output format. I specified VBA. If you are not sure, you can always say list format. You can see it here, list formats. Okay. So our script has finished running, and this is our code here. All these, that is our code. Now this is what we are going to put. Okay, this is what we are going to put in the Excel or the Word documents. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this, copy selection. Okay, then I'm going to go on the Windows system, where I'm going to paste that in the Office documents. So I'm in a Windows 7 system. Now this system does not have an antivirus. There is no antivirus, and I did it purposely. I want to show you. I did it purposely for this lecture. Okay. So, but it has Excel installed. So what I'm going to do now is that I want to paste that macros. I want to paste it into here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press Alt F11. Alt F11. This brings out the Visual Basic Editor. Now this is where I'm going to insert that code. So I'm going to go to Insert Model. Then I'm just going to paste it here. Just paste it here. Okay. Now once I paste it here, I go to File and I go to Close and return to Excel. So now I can just type anything, something convincing, so that the person might actually think this is a legit document. And when I'm done, I just close that, save. So I want to save it. Let me just save it as malicious file. Okay. And I won't save it as Excel workbook. I'm going to save it as Excel macro enabled workbook. I hope you guys are following me. Excel macro enabled workbook. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click on save. Now over back at my attacker machine. Now what I'm going to do here, let me clear this. Now I have sent, let's just assume I've sent the file to someone. I've sent the file to 10 people, 20 people, 100 people. Then I have to listen for connections. One popular tool I can use is Netcat. Sorry, I didn't spell that well. Netcat. Now this is it's a very powerful tool. People call it the Swiss Army knife. Now I'll launch this on the port I specified, and I'll listen for connections. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the keyword nc-lvp. Remember, if you're not sure of anything, try go to the help menu or check the man pages. If you're not sure of anything, it will give you what you want. So I'm going to say -lvp. Listen on which port. I want to listen on port 444 because that was the port I specified. So, and I just press enter. So now it's listening. Now it's listening. If anybody opens that file and enables the macros there, I get a connection. So let me go back to the Windows 7 device, and let me go to Excel. That's our malicious file. Let's just assume we've already sent the file to someone. The person has downloaded the file. He now runs the file. Okay, now he has run the file. If I go back to my attacker machine, nothing yet. I'm still listening. But now, if the person, we're now to click, you see this enable content here. If the person clicks on the enable content, he's seeing the file, all right. Nothing really major is happening. But see what happens right now on the attacker machine. You see, he already has access to his system. He already has access to the person's system just because the person clicked enable content. Now the attacker can basically do anything he wants with the rights of that person. Now I could type who am I, saying I'm John. Okay, I could say ipconfig. All right, that's equivalent to ifconfig on Linux. So I could say ipconfig. I've seen the information. Now basically anything you can think of, the attacker can do it from here just because someone somewhere clicked on a file. So are you guys scared yet? I want people to know the dangers, associated with, downloading a file from someone who you do not know, who you are not familiar with. Okay? So lucky for us, there is this little tool which is in our systems that protects us from attacks such as this, and that is called an antivirus. So remember what I told you when I began for this system, this Windows 7 system, it doesn't have an antivirus. I did it that way. Now let us go to a system which has an antivirus. So I'm on a Windows 10 system right now, and Windows 10 normally comes with its own default antivirus, which is Windows Defender. You could try this as well with any other antivirus. I believe it's still going to pick it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing I did on the Windows 7 machine. I'm going to say Alt F11, and I'm going to go to Insert Module, and I'm going to paste that code. Okay, and when I'm done, I'm going to say File, Close, and Return to Microsoft Excel. And I'm just going to type anything. Okay, and when I'm done, I'm going to say File, and I'm going to say Save As. I'm going to say New Folder, and then let me say Malicious File, and I'm going to change the Save As type. What type? I'm going to say Excel Macro Enabled Workbook. Now you guys should see what happens when I click on Save. Now when I tap on Save, you see my antivirus has already picked that up. It has already picked that there is a threat, something is happening there. So you see it's alerting you already, letting you know that something is wrong. So the way we're able to gain access easily to the Windows 7 system, we won't really find it that easy, going into the into another system, someone who has an antivirus. And why is that? That's because of let me go back to my attacker machine, and that's because of many of these payload generators. Many of them, they have a signature. Many of these payloads, they have a signature which popular antiviruses, they're able to catch, they're able to detect. So why did I show you this? The reason I showed you this is just to know that that this is real, this is possible, and this is where your antivirus can help you. But then again, is your antivirus all that you need? Capital N-O. There are several ways, so many ways we can evade the antivirus. So in the next video, I'm going to show you one of the most popular ways that is being used to evade popular antivirus solutions. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, Subscribe. If there is anything you're not so familiar with, list them in the comments section below and I'll get to you. Thank you very much.